Hi everybody, and welcome to Lockdown Lumberjacks cooking their lockdown meal. Now, what is a lockdown meal? A lockdown meal is when you got fuck all in the house and you're just desperate to cook something. You really can't be asked to go through a whole rigmarole of cooking something. So today we're going to learn how to cook an aglio olio and peperoncino. Okay, so it's a pasta based dish. And it's super simple, and you can really do it with very basic ingredients. You really don't need much in the house. I'm going to talk through what we have. I've laid all this out for you. So you need some very nice olive oil. This one's Organico, available at all good delis, especially the Marmalade Deli. It's got some nice taste to it. We've got some garlic. You can't get decent garlic in the UK. Not the nice big rosy pink stuff you can get in France and other places in Europe, but anyway, it'll have to do. These are crushed chilies. You can of course use whole chilies, but you're going to need to crush them to part of the dish. A nice block of Parmesan. Obviously that's more than we're going to need today, but I always have a nice block of Parmesan in the house. I have our pasta, which I have Di Cecco spaghetti number 12. Spaghetti, they call it, number 12, or Di Cecco. You're going to need a decent frying pan. This is quite a small one. I think it's 14 inch, something like that. What are these? Oh, Oxos. Yeah, Oxo, my favourite kitchen brand. I like Oxo stuff. So you'll need that. A small spatula, also Oxo this actually, I think. Yeah. A small spatula for a small saucepan. And a pan full of water, and of course we're going to add salt to that. I have at least 2 litres of water in that pan, and I'm going to add a tablespoonful of nice salt to it. Especially when you're cooking without too much saucy stuff. See what I did there? You're going to need to have a nicely salted water. Okay. That sums up the ingredients. I'm going to show you how to prepare all of the items in a second. Okay, so I've prepared some garlics here. Hopefully you can see. It's probably 5 or 6 cloves. I like a lot of garlic. And you're going to want to cut them not too... You want the pieces to be quite fat, because if they're too thin, they just burn to a crisp in the frying pan. So you need a bit of, there you go, that's maybe a bit thick. Let me do another one. You need them to be a certain thickness, not too thick, otherwise they won't cook through the middle. There you go, that's probably a good piece. Something like that thickness. Yeah, that one's too thick, okay. So we'll just chop these up nicely. Okay, so then I'm just going to add olive oil to the pan to heat it up. You can hear the pasta water's boiling already there. Okay, so there we go. Put the garlics in. Now we are going to take some crushed chilies. What am I going to do? Maybe half a teaspoon. I quite like hot food, so there you go. So that's looking like that. Plenty of oil. I think I'm going to need more olive oil in there actually. You don't need to skimp with it because it's half the dish actually. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to be, we're going to just fry that up slowly until they're golden crispy brown, and we'll have a look at those when they're done. It's the pasta going in. It's about that much for one person. I always break my pasta in 2. Some people say that's heretical, but for me it works. So I just break it in half, and then that's obviously a proper pasta thing, stops it sticking together. There's a lot of nonsense about putting olive oil in the water to stop it sticking together. It's all nonsense. If you put enough water in, you don't need anything else. I'll give that a couple of stirs while the pasta's still quite dry, and after that it'll cook away no problem at all without sticking together. Again, you need decent quality pasta. So that's going, and this is going to start cooking away as well. Okay, so in terms of the cheese, I've grated some. This dish actually can be nice with sort of flakes of Parmesan as well. So get your potato peeler and you can make nice curls off the cheese. This can be really tasty as well. This particular dish works really well with thin strips of Parmesan. Okay, while we're here, let's just go and have a look at the... Okay, so these are cooking very nicely. You can see they're browning up a little bit. Plenty of oil in there. Those will be ready in another 5 minutes, I would say, tops. By which time our pasta hopefully will also be done. Timing is everything. When you're making pasta, you don't want to overcook that, especially with this dish, because the texture of the pasta is going to form a lot of the flavour and really help it along. Okay, these are possibly cooking a bit too fast, so you can turn it down. You really just want to slow fry them. Okay, so we're getting to the business end of our lockdown meal now. These garlics are cooking very nicely. The pasta is probably, let's just check, only a couple of minutes away. Oops, this will have to be on the bloopers reel. Yeah, another couple of minutes for the pasta. You can see I've prepared my pasta bowl here. I always put a drizzle of olive oil in the bottom and some black pepper. Anytime I'm cooking pasta, automatically I heat the bowl, bit of olive oil, bit of black pepper. So that's ready to go. Okay, it's all happening now. We're going to have a look at these garlics because they're just getting good. Let's make the camera. Okay, so it's absolutely critical that we don't overcook these guys. You see they're going nice and brown on the outside. What we want is crispy on the outside and chewy in the middle. We don't want it underdone or overdone. We keep turning them over. They're like mini steaks, if you like. You want them just cooked on the outside, but not, you don't want to zap fry them. You can see I've turned the heat down a bit. It's not bubbling quite so much. And our pasta is probably nearly ready. You can see somebody is very interested in everything that's happening at the moment. Okay, we'll just try some pasta again. Oh, I bet that's done. Yep, I'd say that's pretty perfect. Okay, so we're going to turn off the heat. Drain the pasta out. Obviously I'm just using a sieve here. No Italian would be seen dead with a sieve. They'd use a proper colander, which I have, but it's just really not very much pasta, so sieve is fine. If I'm cooking for people, obviously I have all the proper gear. Okay, so you can see the garlics there are nice and brown. Hopefully you can see that. Those are pretty much done perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put half the pasta into the bowl, and I will put the other half directly into the pan. Because what you want is you want to get all the juices and oils out of the frying pan. Don't leave any of the goodness behind in the pan. Okay, we'll have a look at this. Okay, so I'm just going to sloosh this round in the pan, and then I'll just recombine that back into there. This pan is pretty clean. Okay, we're going to move this around. Okay, so you can see the dish I've ended up with is, I've got the pasta there, you can see these lovely pieces of garlic, flakes of chili around the place, and I'm just going to add in obviously my Parmesan cheese. Don't skimp with that. Don't forget we've got some nice flakes as well here, really nice. I like these flakes. I'm going to eat those. Probably mix that in a bit more. Quite often I tend to add a little bit of extra olive oil just to stop it from drying out. And yeah, there you go. It's an aglio olio and peperoncino. Total time to make 15 minutes. Ingredients needed absolutely minimal. Taste level through the roof. It's absolutely delicious. Enjoy. Bye.